Here we go.
Are you gonna watch WandaVision when it comes out?
I think so. Bella was just talking to me about it, and they think they're doing some pretty meta stuff in that. What are your thoughts?
Nah. I don't know if I really have any thoughts. It's just more like the year off from Marvel kind of was a nice break, and I don't know if I'm really gonna get back into it other than the movies.
Well, the only reason, right, like, I got you, man. They kind of oversaturate the market, and I think once this kind of kicks off, right, like, I don't know if you watched Kevin Feige's presentation to, like, the Disney donors about Marvel, or that segment.
Are they shifting away from movies for the time being?
I don't think they're shifting away. Like, they're still making them. They might not put them out right away, but like what they're doing is they're building this universe on Disney Plus, and it's going to intertwine with the movies. So to understand certain plot points, you might have to watch the shows.
Okay, that kind of makes sense. So it's kind of like what we thought that they were doing with the Netflix shows.
Yeah.
But Disney wanted to be like, hey, no, we'll have our own platform, and then we'll do that.
Exactly.
Okay, exactly. Yeah, that makes sense. But I don't know. I don't know. I don't think so. I still need to watch The Mandalorian. If anything, like that's something that I need to start watching. That's Disney, Marvel, whatever.
Same thing. I got you.
Yeah. Right? Otherwise, I still think that I'm gonna kind of take a break from the MCU.
Nice, man.
But I don't know.
It'll be interesting to see what they do.
Are we rolling?
We are. Yes, we have been rolling now.
Oh, okay, so it's like the fifth. Now that you said that, I kind of half forgot what I was gonna say.
You found it?
Well, hey, nope. But hi, welcome back to another episode of the group chat with your hosts. My name's David,
and I'm Stefen,
or Mr. Fuzzy Buttons. I don't know where that came from.
If you see him on the street, you have to say, "What's up, Mr. Fuzzy Buttons?" Like,
what's up, Fuzzy Wuzzy was a bear. Anyway, this week. I like how I talk about it as if it's like a weekly kind of thing when I am so inconsistent with posting. This episode, this one, it's all about. It's all about. Sorry.
Take your time.
We're talking about James Bond.
The one and only 007.
We're talking about 007 himself. We're talking why. Wait, what? What? Yes.
Yes.
So it would have been good to have Jake on this one, but
well, he doesn't mean Sean Connery. Speaking of Sean Connery, rest in power, Sean Connery. Mm-hmm. We will miss you. You have saved the world, I believe, six times. So thank you for that.
But more specifically, this one is more about which one we think is the best James Bond. Why am I talking like that? I don't know. Which one do you think is the best James Bond? We have our biases. We have our preferences. I don't really watch James Bond that much. I was kind of into spy movies when I was a kid, but not really. Spy Kids.
That's not a spy movie.
Yes, it is. Shut up.
No, that's like a kid's movie, man.
That's a spy. It's in the name.
It's just because it's in the name doesn't mean
it's in the name. Out. They have to become spies after their parents get kidnapped by I don't know. I don't know. I want to say I don't remember his name, but with the thumb people.
With the thumb people.
Yeah. Anyway,
it's so bad.
Yeah. No. It's a classic movie. It's classic.
The second one
Antonio
is way better.
Banderas.
Uncle Machete.
Yeah, no, I agree. But I don't know about you, but when I was a young buck, we should just redo this. I'm kidding. Don't stop. But um, um, I don't know about you, but I grew up with Pierce Brosnan. Yeah, that one. Because it was the '90s, and they were like, "GoldenEye, let's do merchandising. We'll put you in an N64 game, Nintendo 64." So that's James Bond that I kind of grew up with. I never saw the movies. I played the game. GoldenEye was fun. You know what was an even better game than GoldenEye? Perfect Dark for the Nintendo 64. Did you ever play Nintendo 64?
I had a PlayStation. I didn't have an N64.
Oh, excuse you.
But
excuse you.
My cousin did have
cool guy.
I don't know about that. Crash Bandicoot and Spyro. That's the two. And Roscoe McQueen Firefighter Extreme. Those were the games.
Wait, what? Roscoe McQueen? I've never heard of that. What's that?
It's like on the. It was a solid game. It was about a firefighter to put out fires. It was cool.
Oh, okay.
Had a nice message.
Right.
But yeah, no, like you, I did play some of my buddies growing up, and Sam and my cousin Gabe, he had an N64 and he had GoldenEye. Like you, the first James Bond was Pierce Brosnan. The movie, though, I saw was The World Is Not Enough, and I liked it because of the title. But you know, my stepdad, he's a big Pierce Brosnan fan, and he had that movie and let us see it. But our dad is a big Sean Connery fan. So naturally, once we started watching James Bond and I got into it, it became more about Sean Connery. You know, he definitely.
No, I've never seen any of those. Like, so the only James Bond movies I've ever actually seen are like the Daniel Craig ones, and I was so lazy I didn't even get through all of those. How many are there? Like 3 or 4? No, 4 or 5, right?
Casino Royale, Quantum, Skyfall, Spectre, and No Time to Die will be his 5th outing.
Yeah. Okay. No, I saw literally one. I'm so bad with this podcast because think about it. Everything that we've ever talked about, I only know like 3/4 of, or like less. It's never like, oh, we're going on and like, oh, I'm an expert in like whatever subject we're talking about. It's like, oh no, I don't have all the facts.
Well, you know,
anyway,
you do pretty good getting by, man. You got a lot of cool opinions.
Anyway, yeah, no, I saw the first Casino Royale. Jesus Christ, I saw the first Daniel Craig James Bond movie, and I don't even remember much of it because I was talking throughout most of it. And my friend at the time, because I saw it on my birthday, and my friend at the time was like, "Yeah, you kept talking," and this girl was like, "Will this guy ever shut up?" So. I don't know. All I know is that it sounded cool. James Bond was like suave as fuck, and then there was a dude who cried blood. That's it.
Yeah, that's kind of how it goes, right? The girl he's loving at the time needs saving from the bad guy at the time.
But really, she's the bad guy too.
Oh, spoilers! But yes, there's that movie. Chronologically speaking, is the first Bond book that Ian Fleming wrote, right? It's supposed to explain his gritty past and why he has a laissez-faire attitude toward relationships. That movie, along with Skyfall, I would argue, but you know, in general, his whole arc as James Bond, I think, explains why he is the way he is.
Sure.
You know, but
if you say so.
You were right earlier when you said the first the second Casino Royale, because there were 2 of them. One was made.
Oh, really?
Yeah, one was made in the '60s as a spoof movie, and it had Sir David Niven playing an old James Bond, and it had the first Bond girl Ursula Andress in it as well. It was poorly received, so that's why they avoided doing it.
The Naked Gun movies.
With Leslie Nielsen?
Yeah, man. You should be James Bond. I used to watch those with my dad.
That's cool. Leslie. I've actually never seen The Naked Gun.
You haven't?
No.
Yeah, they're good movies.
I'll have to check those out. I do like that
they're
guy.
funny. They're funny.
So if they were to make James Bond a comedy and Leslie Nielsen was still alive, you think, you know what, that dude, 007.
Yes. Dude, you don't even need to make. You don't even like need to like make James Bond a like that is. That's just they're ripping off James Bond and all that, that or Austin Powers, dude. No, have a mix between Austin Powers and Naked Gun. Yeah, that'd be cool.
I think Goldmember was my favorite out of the three of them.
Yeah, I think the what one? Hold on.
The Spy Who Shagged Me.
Yeah, maybe that's one of my favorites because, like, okay, I just remember, sometimes like when you laugh so hard, like you like physically can't breathe.
Yeah,
and like there was time where. I think that's the movie with the tent scene. You know how
yes.
with everyone where there's like yeah. I think the with the shadow gag. It was that one. That oh my goodness, I lost it. I forget what year that movie came out, but like my little brain, very funny, very very funny. So I think that one is my favorite. I kind of want to go back and rewatch some of those and just kind of just see all the jokes that I just didn't get as a kid.
See if they hold up today, the ones that you did understand. I got you. I am bummed, right? Like I know, it's a shame, bless you, that Sean Connery has passed away, but I was really hoping what they would have done in a James Bond film is
have him come back and be like old Bond training new Bond, like Batman Beyond.
I mean, that would be super tight. I would watch that, but I was thinking like he comes back and he's the villain, right? Like he's like he can be like, I've been in your shoes, I've been that role, I've taken that alias, right? Or something, and like that just feels
you can't kill me, Bond, because you are me.
right. Like, so some sort of alias. So realistically, the only ones they could do that now with would be George Lazenby or Timothy Dalton or Pierce Brosnan. Those are the only three remaining Bonds because Roger Moore and Sean have passed away.
The last thing I saw Pierce Brosnan in was like Mamma Mia.
The second one or the first one?
I don't remember.
They're both enchanting.
Okay. When he's done as Bond, that's where he goes.
You become a sing-along star. He actually doesn't have that bad of a voice, It's like, all right, if Pierce Brosnan can do it, anyone can do it.
Exactly.
You should check out Eurovision on Netflix. He does pretty good in that.
Oh, that is that the joke movie that Will Ferrell made?
Yeah.
Nice.
It's pretty solid.
Yeah, I saw a clip. I saw a clip of that. I saw a clip of that online, and I was like, this is neat.
Now, I know we said James Bond, but is there a different topic you'd want to talk about?
I know. This went really quickly. I don't know. Yeah, James Bond is not interesting, at least for me. Our two listeners are like, what the fuck?
No, man. But, like, all right, so you're saying, like, Daniel Craig, obviously spies were a bigger part when you were younger. You were interested in them. It definitely seems like if they had more humor in them, you were more interested.
I mean, kind of, but not really. I don't know. That stuff never really crossed my radar. I mean, I watched the Austin Powers movies. I watched Naked Gun a little bit with my dad. We watched the Pink Panther movies too, which that's more like silly detective, spy kind of stuff. But I never was like, I'm gonna go play spies or something like that.
Well, how would they know if you were playing or not, man? You might blow your
That's
coverage.
true.
Yeah.
That's true.
We go play spies. You'll never know.
I'm still. Excuse me. Oh.
I think one thing I really always liked about James Bond movies was like that they had like essentially a music video intro. It was like, let's introduce you at ending one mission or starting it, and then you're gonna shoot some people, something's gonna explode, or a babe is gonna come onto you, and then we cut music video montage, and it's just like, that's so awesome. Like,
I will give it that. That is pretty cool. That is definitely pretty cool. Actually, you know what that kind of makes me think of? I don't know why, but have you ever played the Hitman games?
A little bit, not so much, but a little bit.
I got it for pretty cheap for Xbox for when I had my Xbox, and they were fun. They were fun. I was thinking about picking it up again just because I do kind of like the thrill of either hunting or sneaking around and going and getting the mark, or just like fucking with people and like seeing if I can hide or whatever, But I think I should pick that up again.
Yo, man, hone those skills. Then, like, when the non-pandemic times, you'd be like, whoa, how'd you get here? I've been practicing.
Right?
But, like, one music video I think that stood out, like, in Spectre, right? Like, I mean, it is like, all right, how are we going to make this music video look cool? I got it. We have an octopus wrap a tentacle around a girl's arm as she holds a gun. And it's like, that shouldn't work, but it does. And it's like, that's so awesome. Next thing you know, everyone's wearing octopuses. It seems like a trend.
Oh, because of James Bond.
Yeah, but, like, the other thing, it's like, all the James Bond bad guys, right? Like, you know how he always has to introduce himself? It's like, I feel like they would have all heard of him, like, through the bad guy chatter,
Actually, that's kind of true. Like, oh, this agent took down whoever who was running this thing, blah, blah, blah. Like, what's his name? Like, no one knows. It's like, oh, you're the guy. Like, how do you not, like, I don't know, but it exists in its own universe where names aren't revealed until face-to-face interaction. I wanted to do you the courtesy of telling you my name in person.
I wanted to say it to
me rather than through text or through an email, because we're all just a little too connected to our screens nowadays.
I've also like they've done spoofs of like stormtroopers, right? Like what their lives are like versus like, because the main focus is always on like the big Sith Lord, right? It's not always on like the stormtroopers and what they go through. It's like, why do we have to invade this? Stuff. Right? Like that seems real cool. But like a Bond henchman, it's like, yo man, this guy doesn't even offer insurance. Why the flip am I here? Like that would be be cool.
Actually, the insurance package is really, really good. Like, you get premium benefits, you get health, dental, vision. They actually set up a HSA account. I'm only here for the benefits.
Yeah, exactly. Like, oh, there's a plunder clause.
Right? A plunder clause.
If we win, you can take what you want. Deal. Like that would be cool. I would like to see that. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, like, just kind of building on the whole, like, the henchman thing. Like, so, you know how big corporations, like, I'm working on this big project or whatever. Oh, this project ended, so now we're gonna start the next big project. What's the day-to-day like? Like, okay, like, just being someone on the Death Star, right? Being a stormtrooper on the Death Star. Okay, so we're supposed to go out and look for Luke and Leia every day? Like, there isn't paperwork that needs to be done? Like, there's someone sitting in, like, the 700th floor of the Death Star, like, someone's tripping, spilling coffee. Like, damn it, get this intern out of here or whatever. We need to send these papers up to the main docks or whatever, this and that, yada, yada, or Vader's going to be all up on our asses. Like, what? I want to see the administrative side of things.
The administrative side? It's like, you have a stain on your all-white suit. Get out of here.
Don't be late for that. Don't be late for the board meeting. You know that we have for the getting in the conference room. You know, like, they actually um, College Humor. This was what's the year 2021. So like, I don't know, 10 years ago, they had, this is weird to say, maybe a little less than that, but they had this series called Troopers, where it just kind of followed, like, the everyday troopers of, like, it was like a spoof on Star Wars.
That's cool.
And it was just like, oh, we should be guarding the princess, blah, 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 but, like, they get in, like, some sort of, like, argument or something like that, and then the princess is like, you guys are dumb, like she like tricks them and like whatever and like, oh crap, this is like, it's all the mundane kind of stuff, like, okay, like The Office but with like henchmen or whatever, like their everyday kind of stuff. That'd be cool. I'd watch that kind of, actually I feel like they do have that kind of sitcom based on Star Trek.
Oh yeah, Red Shirts. Yeah.
Yes.
Lower Deck or something like that.
Yes,
that
something like good. That. Mm.
But that's $1 million idea. Like they should do that. That would be great.
Well, they've already done it. Is what I'm saying. Is like we just mentioned Red Shirts.
They've done it for Star Trek. I'm saying they can, like, the idea's there, right? They could just take it and then do it like in Star Wars, right? Like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., right? I know that's a serious show, but like it's like, god damn it, the Hulk killed 3 other people. Like
you know what paperwork this is gonna be?
Yeah, like that's stuff that I think would be hilarious. It's like that would be good, even if it was just like a one season or a one arc thing, but I feel like that could go on.
No, I agree. I mean, yeah, it expands upon the movies where it's like, oh, there are no repercussions for a robot lifting a whole fucking country out of the ground. Like, there's no, like, no legal, no ramifications or anything like that. Like, we're just gonna forget about that. Yeah, so that'd be good. That'd be funny. I'd watch a show about that.
Me too. That sounds real good.
Iron Man is just slammed with paperwork and like court dates and whatnot because like in the aftermath he blasted someone's son through a window. Like,
yeah. See, Marvel should do something like that. That would be, I think, a really like a home run, right? Yeah, and I think that would also work in like, James Bond as well. Like they have like Q and M and Moneypenny, right? And they have side stories, right, where they're slightly involved in every movie at some level, but like a movie that just focuses on like them, or a show that just focuses on them. And they're like, yep, okay, James Bond hasn't come in, and it's just literally her at the desk for 2 hours.
They have multiple agents, but like, no, this is meant for 007. What about 006? What's going on with him? 004.
Yeah.
009.
The only time they've brought up like and shown other agents, right, like doing something, was they had Sean Bean play 006 in GoldenEye, and he became a bad guy. And then in The Living Daylights with Timothy Dalton, there was some drill where all the agents were part of it, but like they got killed, and he was the only one who survived.
What?
Yeah.
That's cheap.
Yeah.
That's lame.
No, it is. But I agree. I think they need to showcase like, 005, 000, right? Oh, Vin Diesel, XXX is in England. Why don't you talk?
Right? I feel like that kind of makes it a little bit more believable rather than you give these numbers to your agents, but there's only one agent.
And I feel like it only goes up to 9 because then it's just like, 10 is here.
Yeah, I was thinking that too. Like, 10 is here.
10 is here. 11. Then it's just roll call at that point. It's like, you don't
Mm.
sound quite as cool at all when you're like, 10, I've been expecting.
Actually, or something like, I don't know, like 13. Like, I don't know. That kind of sounds like Agent 13. I don't know.
Yeah, Agent 13, but then, like, I don't know, like, this sounds dumb, but, like, maybe numbers. There's some numbers that sound cooler than others, like, out loud.
No, definitely.
You know, like, Agent 20. I feel like that just doesn't sound quite as cool.
No, that's not. It doesn't roll off the tongue.
Yeah, right. So it seems like it's a hard game to play. Like if you come in, you're like, oh, hey, you just graduated the academy. It's been real hard. You got your 2 confirmed kills it takes, and your number is 33. Right? Like, good luck, Agent 33. Yeah, like, oh, who foiled you? Agent 33 did. It's like,
or bringing it back to Agent 20. I think it's the multiple syllable thing. Like 009, 00. Well, I was going to say 0012, but that doesn't make sense.
If you're working with decimals, you could do it like 0.0012. Yes.
Yes. 0.314.
Oh, Operation Pi. Yeah. You know, I wonder if they think about this, like, in the writing room. They're like, I know what we could put in here. And then someone's just like, who the fuck let you in here, man? Like,
no, I can only imagine what it's like. Oh, wait, no. Bond has, like, I don't even know. Bond has a brother. 14.
He's twice
Get out.
Who do you think could be a good Bond villain, though?
What do you mean?
Like
Gus Frank?
Oh yeah, dude. Giancarlo.
I'm only saying that because I've been seeing a lot of things online like, oh, he could make a good this, he could make a good that, and like, believe it or not, the first thing that kind of came to my mind was like, he must be tired. Like, leave him alone.
Well, he probably is tired, but like, I don't know. I feel like he's underrated. Like, he's underappreciated. You know what I mean? So he's worked this hard to finally get like people noticing him. Maybe he's tired of playing a bad guy because like
typecast, man.
You know, but like he would be like, that's an excellent villain. He would be an excellent Bond villain.
Well, you know what? So I guess the other thing that kind of it sparked my like bringing up Gus Frank was I saw was he in The Mandalorian? Do you watch The Mandalorian?
Yeah, I do, and it's amazing. And you're in for a treat when you start. And yes, he is in The Mandalorian.
Okay, but then people have been saying, "Oh, he would be a good Doctor Doom. Oh, he would be a good older Miles Morales." Like, what? Like, what?
I mean,
no, but
well, why no? I'm curious about your thoughts.
I don't know. I don't really have any real. I have nothing to back it up, but I mean, he could, but it's just more. I don't know. Could you see him as Doctor Doom?
Yeah. And I mean, it's either they have to de-age him or they go with he's an older scientist type role. But like, I think he has the voice. He carries himself like, you know, like he's a man's man, right? Like he does what he wants. He's not taking anything, and he's calculating in all his roles. He plays a very calculating individual. So I could see him playing Doctor Doom. I think that'd be cool. I would also argue he'd be a really cool Magneto.
You think? Yeah. I guess.
You know, but I'd love to see him as a Bond villain. I think he'd be great. You know,
I think he would too. I'm trying to think who else would be a good Bond villain.
I think bringing Timothy Dalton or Pierce Brosnan could be a cool way. I know I talked about that with Sean Connery. That could be cool. If Kevin Spacey wasn't Kevin Spacey, I'd say they should bring him in.
Yeah, but fuck him. But at the same time, yes. But because he's a piece of shit, anyway.
Right.
Who else? I don't know. I'm having a hard time thinking of actors. George Clooney.
That's an interesting choice. I would watch that.
I mean, he's Batman. Like, why not? Why not?
No, I would like that. That'd be pretty sweet.
That would be cool. Like, I don't know. Yeah, maybe. You crap me, fuck. Money Monster.
Oh, say it, Lenny. Balls.
Yo, Kevin James.
Yo, okay, but you're talking him as a villain. Watch if you get the chance, either look up the trailer, and if you find the movie, it's worth checking out. It's called Becky, and he plays a neo-Nazi in it, and he's good.
Oh wow!
Like you dislike him a lot. Like he does a really good job as the bad guy.
But I like Kevin James. He's Doug.
I know, man. He's really cool, but like it's just nice to see him in not like that typecast. Like, oh hey man, I'm a relatable, cool, fun guy. Because Nazis suck. So he does a good job portraying that type of gang leader. But on the flip side, right, aside from like a Bond villain, I think someone who would pick up the mantle as James Bond. I think it would be cool if Idris Elba.
Yes.
He would be awesome. Tom Hardy, I think, would do a good job. Or
I don't know if I like Tom Hardy that much.
No?
No.
What about The Witcher? Henry Cavill?
Henry Cavill? Yes, definitely. He could definitely be. Yes. 1,000. He could, yeah. Yes. I don't even like Superman, and I wanted to see Man of Steel because I was like, whoever they have for super, like, it's good portrayal, But and that's saying something because I don't even like Superman. Superman sucks. I mean, he's kind of cool, but like I don't. It's a fine line because like I grew up watching Justice League of America and also like the old Hanna-Barbera like really shitty like event of the week Justice League with the Legion of Doom.
Oh, that was a good one. I missed
you know what I'm talking about. Or it's like, Batman, and it's like Lex Luthor, but it's like that's not his enemy, and then Superman. You know what I'm talking about. But yeah, no, that was cool. But no, Henry Cavill could definitely play James Bond for sure. Who else? Idris, Henry Cavill. What about Jason Momoa?
No. I don't think so.
No, I don't think so either. I'm just throwing it out there.
He'd be a good Bond like henchman, like a bad guy's like muscular henchman. I could see like Dave Bautista was. Like he could I think could do that. Maybe an aquatic bad guy, that might be kind of fun. Like, hey man, you better watch out, Aquaman's in this water.
He's the commander of the submarine fleet.
Yeah, something like that. That'd be awesome. That'd be wicked cool, man. But I haven't seen the show, but my mom was telling me the show Bridgerton on Netflix is pretty good. And the main star in that movie, I don't know his name, but he's supposed to be very suave and have kind of this like, can handle his own in the street, but also is very elegant and, demands confidence. So he might be someone to pay attention to as well.
Interesting. Yeah, man.
Now, what's your thoughts on this theory? Like, do you think James Bond, right? Do you think that's like a one actual person throughout every adventure? Like it's the same guy? Or do you think that that's just an alias?
It's a name?
Yeah. Or do you think it's just a name given to agents?
I don't know. I kind of thought that it was like one guy.
Yeah, I like to think it's the same guy as well.
Yeah, I mean, why does he look well, I guess yeah, same guy, different universes or whatever, you know? Like with every film franchise, there's like, oh, that's I don't know, kind of like I look at James Bond the same way that I look at Batman. Like if you don't see Batman being like, okay, here you go, Christian Bale, you are now Batman. Thank you. George Clooney was he was the one before Christian Bale, right? Yeah. Thank you, George. Okay, I am Batman. Here you go, Ben Affleck. Ben Affleck, you are like if you don't see them directly like passing it on to the other actor, whatever, whoever's playing Batman, then it's a new you know what I'm saying?
No, I got you. It's it's like within its own continuity. Okay,
It's
I
contained.
got you.
Yeah, that's kind of how I look at James Bond. I don't really like the idea of that. Actually, I mean, it could work with James Bond more so than Batman. It could work that it's just an alias because then it's like, yeah, then like anyone could play James Bond, you know. So, oh, what about Chris Hemsworth? I think I'm only thinking that because of Men in Black.
No, I mean,
Men in Black's a good spy movie. That's more of an alien movie, but still.
well, it's like it's an intelligence agency for sure. I don't know, man. Like I like Chris Hemsworth in some things. Like I liked him in Extraction a lot. So
I saw that.
it's pretty good. It's pretty good. Men in Black wasn't bad. I don't know. I think he'd have to do more straight up action films. Like just so to see him like because don't get me wrong, Thor is really great, but there's also a lot of there's a lot of comedy in it. Whereas James Bond, depending on what era you look in, right? Like Roger Moore was kind of like, I'll say something funny and then I'll shoot some people. Whereas Daniel Craig is more like dark and then he'll have like witty one-liners or he'll do something like adjust his cuffs as a train crashes through. So if he can keep it straight, I think he'll do real good. Like dark chip on shoulder kind of Bond. I think he could do it. You know, like that's the reason I think Tom Hardy could do it. I think Henry Cavill. I think that's how you pronounce. We said it, but I think he could do the same thing. That balance of humor and also be gritty, like The Witcher, right? Like because like he'd just be like, shit, but then like he can also go fight a monster and it can be metal and awesome.
Well, The Witcher's something else, totally, you know. But, yeah, no, for sure. Jonah Hill. That was James.
Maybe as a Bond villain, I could see that.
Yeah.
You know, perhaps as some crazy politician, that could be something good. But we'll just have to wait and see, I guess, on who ends up picking up the mantle and when this movie finally gets released. You know, that'll be something in its own right.
What's the next one? Skyfall? No, I'm lying to you.
So, Skyfall, Spectre, this last one is called No Time to Die.
There we go. That's the one. That's the one. There it is. Yeah, it'll be a thing. Will I see it? No, probably not. I really probably won't, but that's okay. Spies are cool to a point. Okay.
Well, you heard it here first. Spies are cool. To a point, right? Don't do any shady spy stuff. And certainly don't brag about it if that's what you do.
Exactly. I have nothing more to say about spies. Except maybe Spy versus Spy. That was a funny comic.
And we will see you next time.
And that's it.
On the group chat.
Thank you for listening. As always, we'll be back next time with some other kind of whatever.
I like that.
Thank
Some
you.
other kind of whatever. That's it. Some other kind of... That's the new slogan. Some other
kind of whatever.
Yeah, the group chat. Some other kind of whatever.
All right.
Beautiful.